Welcome in to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. I'm David Simpson. We're here on the field of Bill Morris Stadium as the Blue Devils are starting preparation for their big second round game against Winona this Friday night. But first, we're going to talk to Coach Ganus about Friday night's big win over Arab. Coach, I mean, you had an off week. Your team looked so rested, and if you could pick a perfect game script, I know you had a few penalties and a fumble, but man, y'all were just clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. So if we can take off just a few of those penalties, and then the muff punt, I mean, it was about as clean as you could play. I thought offense, defense, and special teams. I mean, all three phases. I think in my 3 years, that was by far the best overall game we played, and that's when you want to be playing it. And you know, I'm just so proud of our guys. I know we talked about it on the coach show last week with how we handled the off week, how we've handled homecoming week. But I really believe in this senior class and our leadership group as a whole. Like they get it. Like we've tasted it. We've been there, and you know, and this group's kind of starting to put the pieces together. And then, you know, offensively, you know, we've been good. I think all year we've had moments where we've looked really good, but these last 4 or 5 weeks we're really clicking right now, and it's really encouraging because I know our defense, you know, has kept us in it early, and if we can keep it together and keep moving forward, I think we got a good chance.
You know, one thing I noticed when you come off an off week, you're either going to be sluggish or you're going to be clicking, and you guys were. Charlie, I mean, 14 of 16, 301 yards, 4 TDs. Josiah, 6 receptions for 185 yards, 4 TDs. Then the bus, 84 yards. LeCameron, the Beast, has 75, and now we've got K-Train. That's what we're calling him, K-Train. 126 yards in the TD. I mean, offensively, it was like when they won the toss and deferred, I was like, okay, well, this is – because I figured they would just take the ball and see if they could score on you, you know. And then it was just like, man, y'all were just on.
Yep. And I'm just so proud of all those guys. And, you know, Braden, you know, I watched it back, and, you know, Mr. Reliable, he did some really good things. But what I was really proud of Joe more than anything, the 6 catches, 4 touchdowns, was his blocking.
Yeah.
You know, we really emphasize those guys. And I think Elijah is probably the one that you see the most, just getting into it and being really physical and aggressive. And Joe and Braden are at times. But, man, I think our receivers blocked on the perimeter really well, which sprung some of those longer runs. And then, you know, O-line did a great job all night. And the 3 running backs, you know, it's exciting, you know, using them in different ways. We got KJ rolling a little bit earlier this week. That's something we talked about, and we're going to continue to do that as we move. We've got Bravis, who we showcased in a different role. I know y'all saw him kind of walked up a little bit. So we got some good stuff that we've been working on, and now it's time to kind of roll it out. So really excited.
Well, we got to talk about the defense. Death row, man, just a solid performance for your defense.
Yeah, I think we tallied it up. They had 72 yards of offense, and you know, that's a team that put up 47 on Scottsboro a couple weeks ago. It was a really good Scottsboro team. And so they hit the Philly special there after the muff punt. But besides that, their longest play was, I think, 8 or 9 yards, and there's only a couple that were over 5 yards. And I just think we did a great job. Drew Puccio is a fantastic high school football player, and he's built, you know, he's tough, man. He's tough to tackle, and our kids did a really good job rounding him up, and just proud of them, man. They all played a significant role in that game, but, you know, defensively we got a lot of guys rolling.
Well, Coach, congratulations on that big first-round win. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about Winona. Also, we're going to talk to junior defensive back Noah Hicks and sophomore offensive lineman Fisher Brinegar. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is sophomore offensive lineman Fisher Brinegar. Fish, they call you Fish, Big Fish.
Yes, sir.
Friday night, big win against Arab, first round of the playoffs. Thoughts about the Arab game?
Yes, sir. I felt like physically we did a lot better than we did 2 years ago when we lost to them. I felt like we asserted ourselves physically, mentally. I mean, there was things that happened in the game. The muff punt early in the game, I felt like we asserted our dominance mentally and physically overall. Just a really good team win.
So your role, you come in, is it like a heavy package or is it a tight end package? Kind of explain your role when you come in.
Well, my role is I go to right guard, and Jackson Huckabee, the right guard, he goes to tight end. It's called Husky. But really what we're trying to do out of the formation is run the ball, but we also still have 3 receivers out, so we can still throw the ball out of it. So it keeps the defense spread out where they can't just tighten the box on us, and we can still run, pass, anything we want to do. We can run our whole offense out of it.
I've noticed you pull a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And I know you kind of like pulling a little bit because
Yes,
you
sir.
can get one-on-one with a defender.
Yes, sir. Always. It's amazing to get one-on-one.
This week, going to be on the road, second round. Winona, I know you probably hadn't seen any film on them yet. So as offensive unit, how do y'all going to approach this week, getting ready for round 2?
Well, of course, it's playoffs, so you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to stop the run. So, I mean, that's our main goals for the week. We always try to strive for 150 rushing yards, and as long as we can run the ball, that's all we got to do.
I think this week y'all had 200, almost 300 yards rushing, so you opened up a lot of holes for Bravis and LeCameron and KJ. So, and you kept Charlie protected. He had over 300 yards passing, so it was a great team win. I know this week's going to be a big win, hopefully a big win for us this week against Winona. Couple of quick questions, 5 questions. What's your favorite class here at Moody?
I really like math, but honestly, it's probably social studies. Coach Sandberg's social studies class.
Coach Sandberg's social studies. What's your favorite music or your artist, favorite musical artist?
See, I like Big X the Plug. He's my favorite. He just has a lot of good songs, and with a lot of rap today, you can't really hear what they say. With him, you can hear everything he says.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh, favorite food. I really like crab legs, but it's got to go down a steak.
Okay. What's your favorite childhood memory?
Favorite childhood memory. First time playing football. First time I can remember strapping him up the first time.
So after football's over, college is over, what's Fish going to be doing?
Well, it's 2 career paths for me. I either want to go into pharmaceutical management and do something in pharmacy, or I want to go to the Navy and be a SEAL.
There you go. Well, good for you, man.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Fish, you did good, man, on the interview.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you Friday night. We pray for a good, healthy, safe game, no injuries, and we look forward to seeing you on the field Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is junior defensive back Noah Hicks. Noah, congratulations on that big win Friday night against Arab. Kind of talk about the game a little bit.
I think Coach Campbell just had us ready. He had us come out all week, practice, work, really study, know what to do, and just go out and perform.
So as a defensive back, you have 26 tackles on the year. And people say, well, that's not a lot. And I try to explain, you don't want our DBs having a lot of tackles because that means they're breaking the line of scrimmage and y'all have to do it. But secondary, y'all have a unit that's just top of 5A. Kind of talk about the unity of the defensive backs.
I mean, I feel like we all just we bond really good, and we know where to pick up off each other. We know where one's supposed to be and the other's supposed to be, and we have great communication.
Well, this Friday night, you're on the road, Winona. I know you probably hadn't watched film yet. Kind of talk about your prep for this week. How do y'all going to take this week as you have a second round game?
Just do what we've been doing. Try not to change too much up. Just keep doing, trusting our coaches.
Does the coaches, if y'all start talking ahead, does the coaches kind of bring you down and go, hey, 1-0 mentality?
Yes, sir. We try to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. A couple of questions, fun questions as I like to do it. So what's your favorite class here at Moody?
Digital media.
Is that the 411 network?
Yes, ma'am.
That's Miss Cook's class?
Yes, sir.
So we need to make sure you get an A in that, right?
Always.
What's your favorite music or artist?
My favorite music, probably rap. Game day, I probably listen to NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
Get you going.
A lot of people like that. That's good. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food would probably be wings, barbecue wings.
You like the traditional or boneless?
Traditional, all flat.
Oh, you like the flats?
Yes,
there
sir.
you go. I'm a drummy guy, so. What's your favorite childhood memory as a kid? What stands out growing up?
Probably when I was 5 years old, just started playing football. First touchdown.
Touchdown. Yeah, that's great. That's a great memory. What's the plans for the future once football and school and everything's over? What's Noah want to do?
First I want to do finish playing football, win state, Go to the next level, college.
And after college, what do you want to be when you have to go out and get a real job?
I probably want to be an architect. I like building houses.
Okay, yeah, there you
Designing
go.
houses.
Well, that's good. Well, Noah, we're praying for a good, healthy game this Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Well, Coach, second round on the road, Winona Dragons. What can you say about Winona?
Yeah, just started watching them a little bit last night and this morning. Really, really good football team. Defensively, they're fast at about every spot, and they do a really good job stopping the run. A lot of teams they've played haven't thrown the ball or had much success, and it's because of their front. I think their defensive line is very good, and their linebackers fly around. So offensively, they're more of a spread team, 4 receivers, sets, and they'll run the ball a lot, but they'll also hit some quick game and get the ball to their playmakers in space. And they do a really good job. They in their region this year, they ended up losing to Ramsey and corner, and besides that, they were pretty flawless. So it's going to be a really tough second round matchup. We go on the road, which we're not looking ahead by any means, but it does guarantee you home field for the third and fourth round with how the bracket plays out. So, but we got to go take care of business this week, and our mindset is 1-0 like it is every week. And right now we're telling ourselves we're stuck on this island, and the only way to get off is you got to win 5 right here. So we got to get off that island, and it starts this Friday against Winona.
Well, some motivation for you. Moody's never beat Winona.
Okay.
Winona's 2-0.
There you go.
Health-wise of the team, looks like you came out of the game Friday night pretty healthy.
Yeah, we did. Another game where, we're going to shout out our Cam and Colby and for all they do for us and our kids. And again, it goes all the way back to our program philosophy of playing a lot of players. If we just picked LeCameron and we ran LeCameron 200 times, he would not be how he is right now after 100 carries. So those carries are split in half, and now even with KJ coming on, then look at our D-line. If Bailey didn't sub out every third series, he would not be as effective as he is right now. And so I think we've done a really good job as a coaching staff of playing a lot of guys to stay fresh, and right now is the time when we call it the war of attrition. You're going to start seeing bodies dropping. Kids just can't go anymore. Their bodies are hurt, their shoulders are hurt, their knees are hurt, and they just can't do it anymore. But for our guys, I feel like we're actually peaking right now. I think in the weight room last week, I told Cam, I said, I want to kill it like it's the off season, and I think we had about 6 kids PR a deadlift, and that's not very common. I think a lot of teams at this point are not lifting anymore.
Yeah.
We're going 3 times a week, and our emphasis is I want to get stronger. I want some kid to state championship week to bench max more than he's ever had. I just want to get stronger every week, and that's something I think our kids have bought into, and you're starting to see that on Fridays.
One thing I meant to ask you earlier in the year before the game, your team comes out around 5 o'clock and does some type of physical training. Can you kind of explain why y'all do that? Because I don't see any other team doing it.
Yeah, it's what we did in college. It's a college NFL type thing where it's not pre-game warm-ups. It's like a pre-activation kind of series where we're trying to fire like every little muscle in our body, especially in our lower body, even our upper body. You see the med balls and different things like that. We're trying to activate our hips, our glutes, everything in this area. We're trying to get it firing. Then we go in, they have about 30, 45 minutes to kind of get their stuff on and stay warm. And then when we come back out, that's when our real warm-ups start. But that's something me and Coach Cam, year one we talked about. We want to be next level in how we approach pregame warm-ups. And a lot of schools, like you'll see, they'll just do like one position. Like I've noticed, like not the whole team, but the DBs of an opponent will go in the corner and they'll just do their little hip circuit or something. But I want all our guys to do that. So that's all Coach Cam and Coach Colby, and they do a phenomenal job. And our kids are always ready to play when it comes game time.
I think sometimes too, the opponent can look at it and go, what are they doing? It can kind of be an intimidation factor there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we definitely don't do it for that, but I do think if you're walking out and you see med balls flying in the air, you see bands popping, like, guys are doing shoulder. We bring dumbbells out here for our shoulder guys to kind of get those going, and they're kind of like, man, what are they doing? But yeah, I mean, it's it's something that's grown. We did it year one, we did it year two, but every year we've made it better and better. And I think this year we've kind of locked in on something that we really like.
You would think, though, with all the physical training you before the game and during the week, that your kids would be gassed. But man, it's like some energy.
That's it, and that's how we train in the off season. We train and we do everything game-like. You know, I get asked all the time about, like, really from parents, like they'll say, you know, what's his bench max, or because that was a big deal.
It was,
But for us, it's how fast can you move the bar?
Yeah.
How fast can you pick that weight up and put it back down? And that's all I care about, because that's what translates to the Friday nights. And so I think we do a really good job of that, and that goes into that pregame warm-up.
Well, Coach, good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, Moody fans, we need everybody at Winona this Friday night. Kickoff at 7 p.m. We need all the Moody family to show up and be loud and proud. This is second round, and if we get this win, we're back here at the Bill the following week. But let's focus on Winona. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased on the GoFan app or at the gate. 411 Network will broadcast live through the NFHS website. You have to purchase a subscription, a monthly or yearly, to be able to watch the games. We want to see everybody at Winona this Friday night. Go Blue Devils.